It was a little after 2 a.m. when Adam stirred in his bed. His small bedroom was silent, except for the ticking of the clock on his desk and the occasional groan of the old wooden house. The lamp on his bedside table flickered faintly, casting long shadows that stretched across the walls like fingers trying to reach him. He turned on his side, pulled the blanket closer, and tried to sink back into sleep. But just as his eyes began to close, he heard it, a whisper, faint, soft, almost like a breath carried on the wind. "Adam." His eyes shot open. He froze. The voice had been so clear, so close, as if someone were standing right beside his bed. Slowly, he turned his head, but the room was empty. The whisper didn't come again. He told himself it was just his imagination. Maybe a dream bleeding into reality. With a shaky breath, he lay back down. Minutes passed, and his eyelids grew heavy again. But then, "Adam." This time, the whisper was louder, clearer, and definitely real. Adam sat up, heart pounding. He scanned the room. The lamp flickered again, buzzing weakly. Shadows danced across his closet door, his desk, and the posters on his walls. Nothing moved. Nothing spoke. "Who's there?" he whispered back, his voice trembling. Silence. And then, a laugh. Low, breathless, almost playful. Adam scrambled out of bed. His bare feet hit the cold floor as he looked around frantically. The air felt heavier, thicker, as though the room itself were holding its breath. He checked the corners, the closet, even under the bed. Nothing, but when he stood back up, the whisper came again, now right in his ear. "I'm here." Adam spun around, but there was no one. Just the faint glow of the lamp and the ticking clock. His skin prickled, and a shiver ran down his spine. He backed toward his bed, clutching the blanket like it could shield him from whatever was happening. The room felt colder now, unnaturally so. The whisper grew louder, stretching into words, phrases he couldn't fully understand, like a chant, broken and distorted. He pressed his hands over his ears, but it didn't help. The sound wasn't coming from outside. It was inside the room. Inside his head. "Stop it!" Adam shouted, his voice cracking. The whisper fell silent. For a moment, the room returned to its usual stillness. His breathing echoed too loud in his own ears. He wanted to believe it was over. That maybe he was just tired, hearing things that weren't there. But then the shadows in the corner of the room began to shift. Slowly, deliberately, Adam froze, his eyes locked on the darkness by his desk. The shadows weren't stretching randomly anymore. They were forming, taking shape, and then, out of the black, a face began to emerge, pale, hollow, eyes sunken deep, glinting with a faint, unnatural glow. Its mouth curled into a grin far too wide, its teeth sharp and endless. The whisper returned, but now it was everywhere at once, behind him, in front of him, inside him. "Adam. You heard me." He stumbled backward, nearly tripping over the edge of his bed. His heart raced so violently it hurt. He wanted to scream, to run, but his voice caught in his throat. The face leaned forward, closer, its hollow eyes never blinking. The whisper turned into a hiss, dragging out his name like it was savoring the taste of it. "Adam." The lamp flickered violently, then went out, plunging the room into complete darkness. For one endless moment, there was silence, and then, a breath on his neck. That was the last sound Adam ever heard. When the morning sun rose, his bed was empty. His room was undisturbed, except for the faint scratch marks carved into the wall beside his pillow, 3 long lines, deep and jagged, as if left by claws. No one ever saw Adam again. But sometimes, in that quiet house at 2 a.m., neighbors say they hear it. A whisper, calling a name that no longer has anyone to answer it. If this story gave you chills, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for more terrifying tales every night.